About whether a newborn baby died from coronavirus. Governor LAMONT made the declaration during a press conference last week, but a cause of death hasn't actually been determined yet. For an explanation and more details on this, let's go live right now to Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Mike SAVINO. Mike.
And Mark, the Lamont administration says that this is because the Department of Public Health and the Chief Medical Examiner's Office keep two different sets of data. And this is because those two offices have very different objectives.
We have our role, we have our job, the medical examiner has his job. And they're very separate, and we count different things.
State epidemiologist Matthew Carter explaining Friday why health officials link deaths to COVID-19 before an autopsy is done. The Department of Public Health tally of coronavirus deaths includes all people who test positive for the virus just before or after their death. That's different from saying the coronavirus caused someone's death.
We have a tragic milestone in Connecticut. Probably the youngest person ever to die of COVID has died here in Connecticut. That baby was less than 7 weeks old.
Questions about the figures began after Governor Lamont last week announced a newborn died from COVID-19. The baby was first taken to St. Francis Hospital and then tested after its death. But the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner is still performing an autopsy. The office saying in a statement, "At the current time, we have not issued a final cause of death. There are numerous tests that must be done on an infant's death before issuing a final cause of death."
You go to our website, you look at our weekly flu report, we list influenza-related deaths. This is how public health does this across the country.
But Carter says it's common practice to include all deaths involving people with the virus, instead of just waiting for an autopsy. He also says that's because health officials need to respond regardless of the cause of death.
Every COVID-positive case that we hear about requires a public health action.
Now, a member of Lamont staff said at this afternoon's press conference that they will eventually start releasing the number of confirmed deaths. As for that baby, the medical examiner's office says that it will take weeks before that autopsy is finished. Reporting live from Hartford, Mike SAVINO, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.